Amber Miller here, and if we haven't met yet, I'm a stay-at-home homeschool mom of 3 little kiddos, and I've been so blessed to be a diamond with Plexus. I was able to reach diamond at 25 years old, started at 23. This business has been the most incredible blessing to my young family, and I want to pass on something to you that might help you, that might make the difference of whether this is a lottery ticket business or a long-term success business for you, okay? This principle. So when you share Plexus with somebody, you go through 3 steps. You send a message asking, or you send a text asking if you can share information. You share information, a video, a testimony, invite to an event, something that relates to them. And then you get to the invite step where you are inviting them to order so that you guys can celebrate their results together, right? And at that invite step, some people are going to say yes and they're ready to order, and some people are going to say no, or that they're not interested or not right now. Now, the no's are what sometimes stops an ambassador from sharing again with other people. Because maybe you hear no a few times from the people that you thought were really going to be interested, and it kind of takes the wind out of your sails, and you think, well, I guess I can't get anybody. So here's the thing. I never, ever want you to say, I can't get anybody, or I tried, but I couldn't get anyone. Guys, we do not get anyone to order as ambassadors or customers. What we do is we inspire and we expose. This is the difference between being a salesy product person or being a servant seller and filling needs. And it's the difference between a lottery ticket business that you try out or a long-term success business. So everybody has this is why you don't get anyone. I want you to imagine from now on that everybody has 2 needs before they order Plexus, two funnels that have to be filled, okay? This is the belief funnel. I know this is going to be backwards for you guys. And the second is the need funnel. So both of these have to be all the way at the top for them to be ready to order. Their belief that these products are going to work and help them, and their personal need for these products. Now, here's the thing. When you share with Sally, for example, Sally might already have a lot of belief that these products could work for her. Why? Because she has seen some of the moms from her school group or some people at church or a lot of friends posting about Plexus on Facebook. Nobody's ever reached out to her, but she's been seeing this information. So her belief is pretty high. So let's say it's right here. Her belief is pretty high. Her need might be really high. Maybe she is feeling super bloated and fatigued and brain fogged and really having just in a bad state of health. So her need is really high. You go and share with her, say, I really believe these could work for you. I would love to help you. That's all the belief she needed added to this funnel, and she's ready to order. There you go. You got a yes. You're helping someone order because her belief and her need was already at that point and she was ready. Well, what about the people who say no or not interested? First off, skepticism is human nature. When I was first introduced to these products, I said no thank you at least 3 times because I didn't have a lot of belief. I had never seen them or been exposed to them, and I didn't think I had a giant need. So if my upline, my sponsor had said, well, Amber said no, I guess she's not interested, and never approached me again, I would not be here with Plexus, and all the years of blessings would not have happened. So I'm so glad she came back to me, and she didn't try to get me. She allowed my belief and need to rise. So here's the thing. When someone says no, maybe their belief is down here. And what you are going to do is when you post about Plexus on your wall, when you share your journey, when you put it in your Instagram stories, when you post about your celebrations, when you share other people's stories, every time that person whose belief was down here, let's say it was Maggie, and Maggie said, no, thanks, I'm not interested. She's right here. Every time they see you share or post about Plexus, even when they see your face when you're out in public and you are connected to Plexus in her mind, every time she sees all of her other friends posting or sharing, her belief is getting higher and higher and higher because she's getting exposed to more stories, more info, more people's success. Now, I want to remind you, this belief is not meaning they necessarily have to understand how the products work and need the scientific information and ingredients. That's not what most people need for belief. It's just an exposure to the products more often and more people in their feed using them or stories. So their belief is rising every time until it gets to that level. Also, at the same time, their need is rising as they hear more testimonies, as they hear more stories, that they're like, oh, it's not just a weight loss product. Oh, it will help with my issue in that area, right? We all know that happens. Or Plexus comes out with a new product they need, or they see Joyome before and afters, and they're really frustrated with their skin. It continues to rise. Or maybe they get back from the doctor and the doctor says, hey, you need to do something or you're on medication for life. And that need is now up at the top. Now they are ready to order. So you did not get them or not get them. Their belief and their need rose. But here's the thing, guys, and this is what I want you to take to heart. If you want long-term success in this business and you want to make an impact on others and you're brand new, is that everybody's belief amount that they need, everyone's need amount that they need is different. Some people, it's going to take a couple days. Some people, a couple weeks. Some people, a couple months. Some people, a couple years. I just had one of my dear friends who joined Plexus about 5 years ago, got a lot of criticism from one person in particular who said, no, you shouldn't be involved. I don't think that stuff's going to work. All of that kind of thing, right? For the last 5 years has had that reaction. But her belief, every time she's been hearing and posting, her belief and her exposure has been rising in the last 5 years. And finally, just last night, my friend got a message from this person saying, I'm in such a bad state. And she listed off her issues and she said, I think I'm ready to try Plexus. This was one of her biggest critics or skeptics over 5 years. So it took her that long. And my friend was overjoyed to be able to help her now. So here's the thing. Don't let the fact that some of the people you share with, that their belief tank needs to rise and their need tank needs to rise, stop you from sharing with more people. So when Maggie's belief and need is rising, when Sarah, when Susie, when their belief and needs are rising through your exposures of your posts and your shares and other people's, you need to be reaching out to more people, sending more send and share messages so that you can start those levels rising. Because now everybody, through your shares and posts and your journey, everybody's levels are going up at different amounts. And you don't know when somebody is going to be ready and when somebody is going to need more time. And that's why you have to continually share with people daily so you can start those tanks going, so that you can help the people who are ready and start the process of filling these tanks of people who need more exposure. So when someone tells you, you might think, well, when someone tells me no or they're not interested, how am I supposed to continue to expose them? They shut the door. I need you to also remember that no door is ever shut. I've been with Plexus for almost 7 years, and I've seen this, like the story I just told you about the girl that took 5 years, this to be true. No doors ever shut. So what I want you to do is when they tell you, no thanks, I'm not interested, I want you to purposely leave your foot in the door and leave the door open. You don't say, okay, thanks, and never share with them again. You might want to say something like, I understand if now is not the right time for you. Thank you so much for responding to my messages and sharing with me what you're going through. Would it be okay if in the future when I see a testimony that really reminds me of you, or if we're having a health event that you might love to enjoy and benefit from, if I could invite you to those. And you might, if you're someone that has a lot of humor, you might say, and I promise I won't be annoying, with a laughing emoji or a heart. And leave your foot in the door to be able to gently come back to them in a message form. Maybe you wait a little while, maybe you wait a month or two, and you connect with them and on just daily life, and you watch their stories and you comment on them, and they will not feel, they'll feel loved, they'll feel recognized, they'll feel like they have been allowed the space to make their own decision when they're ready to come back, and you can message again. Or they'll have watched your posts because you're going to continue to post and share, and their tanks will be rising, right? So three key points. No's and not nows mean their tank has to rise. It does not mean they're not interested. You need to be sharing with multiple people always, every single day, keeping new people in front of you so you can start this process with people that need longer time. And thirdly, you must make sure to keep those names on a list of people who need more exposure so you can come back to them later after you've engaged with their life. And maybe there's a health event going on you think that they would enjoy. You can invite them to that. Maybe you're having a trial group where they could test out Slim for a couple days. You could invite to that in the future in a kind, servant selling way, because you're filling a need and you're exposing them to more stories. So that is one of the key tips. And I just always want you to remember, you don't get anybody. Don't ever feel like you can't get anyone. You are just raising these levels and helping people get more info and be aware of their needs. All right, thanks guys. Hope that helped.